Hi, Mark Kiefer here with the Mortgage Knowledge for Washington Real Estate Agents Part 3 of 3. Hey, my motto is helping agents like you close more transactions by offering unique mortgage services and outstanding communication. Definitely give me a call at 509-217-0600 or email me at mkiefer@guildmortgage.net if you have any questions or you just want to say hi, or maybe you want to send me a referral. I would love that. Thank you so much. We're going to go right into low and no credit loans. We have the ability to get borrowers approved that most companies would just turn down. Our minimum credit score of 620 for Washington bonds at 100% financing is the lowest in the industry. Most companies do require a 640 credit score for the same mortgage program. It's called an overlay. Most companies have a lot of overlays that we just don't have to deal with here at Guild. Also, we have a no minimum score we have a no minimum requirement for USDA 100% financing loans on the credit score. So VA loans minimum is 600. Manufactured homes, they're all a minimum of 680, no matter which program it is. As you see, though, we have a lot of options most companies just do not even offer. And if there's no credit, we even have an option for that. We have manual underwriting, and most companies will not touch manual underwriting. I recently took a borrower who had no credit score at all. I had her get 3 trade lines of accounts that are non-traditional credit, such as her insurance, her utility bill, her internet bill, her phone, and basically I had her get a 12-month payment history. She contacted these people, had them send her a 12-month payment history from 3 of her accounts, and we added those 12-month payment history that they gave us to her credit, and we got her approved. That's called really a manual underwrite on non-traditional trade lines. That can be done on both FHA and VA loans. So definitely, if you have a borrower that just doesn't have any credit but they've paid their bills on time, as far as their utility bills, they have at least 3 bills, and really actually their rental history can be considered one of those. So if they have their rent plus maybe car insurance plus maybe a cell phone or a utility bill, anything that we can prove a 12-month payment history on that's a bill will work. So some of the really great stuff that Guild Mortgage can do that most companies can't, this is phenomenal stuff. Also, credit repair. If the borrower has too much bad credit, the loan is going to be declined, but we never leave the borrower hanging wondering, what am I going to do now? We actually educate them and give them a free credit repair manual that I personally wrote after 10 years of working with hundreds of buyers that need to do credit repair. I know all the tricks over this last 10 years, and it really is all in the manual. I provide it all for free for any of the people that you send me that just don't qualify now. If they have the money, we also do recommend a paid credit repair company who we work with on an ongoing basis that is able to take people in the mid 500s and get them up to 620 on average in about 3 months, and we can do 100% financing with those people. So we never leave borrowers wondering what to do. We always put them on a course, and for the some of them are going to keep living like they do. It's hard to change for people, and it's hard to change for people that have bad credit, just like it is with any other habit. So some of the people are going to take our advice, do what we tell them, and they're going to get approved. Some of the people aren't. That's just the way it is, but we definitely do our part and try to get as many of them approved as possible. Now, if you're working with somebody that would like to buy a condo, no problem. There is a little bit of extra work that you really need to do as a real estate agent if you're going to list a condo, or if you're going to work with a buyer that's wanting a condo. We do need to find out if the condominium project has been approved by various basically agencies that our underwriting, is going to be qualifications for. So FHA has an approved list. Fannie Mae, which is your typical conventional loan, has an approved list, and then also the Department of Veterans Affairs has an approved list for VA loans. So, USDA loans will actually use any of the three lists. If they're approved FHA, Fannie Mae, or VA, it's going to be approved USDA as long as it's within that boundary. Also, Freddie Mac loans, another conventional product, is going to use the FHA approved list. So depending on what your home buyer is approved for, you need to keep this stuff in mind. And you can give your borrowers these sites if they want to check and see what type of loan they're qualified for. If the condo's in an approved condo list. If it's not, it's very extremely hard to get them approved. Costs a lot of money, and it's pretty difficult. So typically they need to be on the approved list before we can really do anything with them if they want to buy a condo. But there is a lot of condo projects on the approved list here, so definitely check out these websites. Check it out in your area, and basically you can enter the zip code, and I think it searches radius around that zip code, and then you can see which condos are going to be approved in the area that your home buyers are going to want to buy in. So check that out. Also, on manufactured homes, they can be financed with the FHA Washington bond mortgage at a 96.5% first mortgage with a 2.5% second mortgage, creating a combined loan to value of 99% financing on that Washington bond product. That does have to qualify for an FHA loan. So double wide or triple wide, can't go single wide, and it's got to have a HUD tag. It's got to be tied down according to HUD, and it has to basically it can't be moved more than once. If the house has been moved more than once, it's going to disqualify it. So a little bit of research you guys can do. Check the title, see if it's been moved more than once, and see if it's got the HUD tags on it. And then if that's the case, it's built in June of '76 or newer, then if it meets those three criteria, then it can be tied down according to HUD. May not necessarily already be, but it definitely could be, and it could go FHA if it meets all those criteria and is tied down according to HUD. So definitely stuff to think about. We can also do a conventional loan at 95% on those manufactured homes as well. And so anyway, some different stuff you should definitely keep in mind. VA, we can do 100% on those manufactured homes. Everything has got to be a double wide or a triple wide. These all do require a 680 mid-score minimum, no matter what product they are. They must be tied down correctly according to the program. FHA and VA do have a few slightly different requirements for their tie downs, and conventional does as well. So if you're working on one of these products or projects, please definitely give me a call, talk to me about the specific details of that home, and let's break it down, find out really what it's going to take to get it financeable, or if it is already financeable, we can go over which ones it is financeable for. So they're not really as hard as some people make them to be. Just takes a little bit of extra work to do some research. 5-minute phone call with me, and we can usually nail down what it's going to take. So definitely this is stuff that you need to keep in mind also when you're going to go list a house. I personally believe that if you can work with the seller and ask the seller, hey, would you want to make an investment to make this home financeable FHA if it isn't already? And some of the strong points is there's a lot of people that can qualify FHA that just won't be able to qualify any other way because of the credit score requirements and different things that is allowable for an FHA loan. So If they can open the possibilities up of an FHA loan, I'm going to say, just off the top of my head, that it's going to open up the amount of people that will qualify for that home by probably 30 to 40%. So, it's an investment for sometimes for the seller, but if they want to sell their house fast, they want to get top dollar, they should make that happen if it's financeable, if it meets the other criteria. So stuff to keep in mind. Also, if it's in a USDA eligible area, well, actually, no, I shouldn't say that, because we cannot finance manufactured homes unless they're brand new on that USDA product. So, but for VA, USDA, or for VA, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, or FHA, we can definitely, take a look at those and see what we can do. Also, jumbo loans, a lot of companies aren't doing these anymore either, and basically we'll do those for owner-occupied properties and second homes. 1 to 4 units, max loan to value 80%, minimum credit score is going to be 700, up to $2.5 million. Really, it's going to be from loans from about $417,000 all the way up to $2.5 million, and the seller is allowed to pay up to 6% for the buyer's closing cost on those. Also, I want to tell you how we can really work together best. You can call or email me with the referral at 509-217-0600, mkiefer@guildmortgage.net, or but what I do prefer that you guys do is tell your buyer that you do have an excellent lender who has really great, unique mortgage products at really good rates, who can help them get approved and save a lot of money. And that's all true. That's stuff that I go the extra mile for. And then ask them if it's okay to have me contact them. Then get me their contact information. I have a web form that you can use. You can email me that information. You can call me with it, or you can go to this website, www.wastatemortgage.us/realtors.html, and go to that website and fill out that contact information for both you, the realtor, and them, the buyer, and I will definitely be in contact with them as soon as possible. Once you refer the buyer to me, I'm going to call them within 4 business hours guaranteed. I'll introduce myself and build some rapport with them and tell them about some of the unique products that I offer. Also, I'm going to ask them right up front for the loan application right then and there. If they prefer, they can apply online or in person. Doesn't matter to me really. Whatever makes them most comfortable is fine. As soon as they have applied, though, I'm going to pull their credit. I'm going to pre-qualify them up to a certain dollar amount based on what they've told me that their income and their asset is, along with their credit. Now then I'm gonna give them a list of documentation that I absolutely have to have them either bring in, email me, or fax me. Once I have the supporting documentation to verify what they've told me about their income and their assets and whatever they've paid off on their credit, I'm going to issue a full loan pre-approval. And I'm going to email that to both you, the realtor, and them, the borrower. After they've found a home, please definitely give me a call before you write the offer so that we can figure out exactly what the closing date will be and the closing cost will be based on their specific criteria. The seller has got to contribute to the buyer's closing costs on a lot of these. So, sometimes in the past I've had issues where, the realtor would write up the offer and they didn't ask the seller to pay for enough closing cost, and the deal flubbed. And that's why it's so important to make sure, how much does this borrower really need the seller to pay, what is their cost going to be, how much do they have in the bank, how much are they willing to pay, how much can the seller pay, and then we got to put that in the contract and ask the seller to pay it. Once you have a signed around contract, please order the home inspection as soon as possible and notify me as soon as it's clear, so that I can order the appraisal. Basically, a lot of realtors that I work with they only have one home inspector that they really like, and I personally think that they should align themselves with 2 or 3 of them. And when they get a signed around contract, they should call their favorite one and find out how far out they are. If they're more than 2 days out, I think they should call the number 2 on the list. If he's more than 2 days out, number 3 on the list. Get the one that can get there as soon as possible if you like them all the same, but definitely try to get it done within 2 days, because the longer it takes, the longer it's going to take for the appraisal. So sometimes if a home buyer orders that home inspection, it takes a week for them to get out there. Then it takes 2 weeks for the appraisal. We're 3 weeks out, and the underwriter hasn't even had a chance to review it, because they won't even look at them until we get the appraisal. So this is stuff that does take a little bit more effort, but it saves you time in the long run, and everybody's going to be happy when the closing date arrives and it's closed on or before that date. So this is stuff that you can help any loan officer to be able to make that closing date happen sooner. So definitely keep that stuff in mind. You're going to be notified weekly of any progress on the loan. I'm going to email you a copy of the appraisal, and I'm also going to just keep you up to date of any issues that we could have with the loan. But really, if you work with me, what we really do here at Guild Mortgage is we will basically back our pre-approvals letters. We completely back them. So we will not issue a pre-approval letter unless that borrower is going to get approved. So basically, if we don't have all supporting documents, the loan's basically completely underwritten by me before we even issue a pre-approval letter. So if we don't have everything the underwriter's going to want up front, we won't even issue the pre-approval letter. So we have very few deals fall apart on us. Sometimes the borrower does lose their job, or something happens with their credit that we have no control over. But 99% of the time, if we issue that pre-approval letter up to a certain dollar amount, you find a house that meets the criteria of that loan, we're going to close it. So, but we will definitely keep you up to date if anything is an issue with the loan. And it will be, in the end, it's going to be a win-win situation for both, for all three of us. You, the realtor, me, the loan officer, and then the borrower is probably going to have the greatest experience, because, every time somebody buys a house, even including myself, it can be stressful. And I've bought a few houses myself, so I've been able to put myself in the buyer's shoes. And even after helping hundreds of people buy a house, it's going to be stressful even for a realtor and a loan officer that buys their own house. So we know what it's like, and we know that it's a very stressful thing. But working with a great loan officer and a great realtor, it takes away a lot of that stress and helps the deal flow and go smoothly and go to closing. And when that happens, these home buyers are going to be referring their friends and family to you for life. And that's what it's all about. So I want to say thank you, and I hope that, I pray that God blesses everyone who watches, this video series, and that He blesses your businesses, because, that's what it's all about to me. Is God has a big part in everything that I do, and I think He moves in a lot of directions people have no clue about. But when we start recognizing God in everything, we start to see that, and that's what He's given me. So I hope He blesses you, and I hope He blessed you with this information, because I believe that if you do utilize some of this information over the years to come, it's going to set you apart as a realtor, and you're going to have more closings. And that's the name of the game, because I know, you might love your job, and so do I, but the name of the game is nobody can love their job if they're not making money. So we need to do everything we can to make the most money, because that's why we're really in this. Is the number one reason why, I'm in this, is to make money. Of course, I love to help people, and I do love what I do, but I need to make money too. So, these things that I've learned over the past 10 years, I hope, will really help you. So please definitely remember me when you get your next client that needs financing, by just, pausing the video right now and programming me as a contact in your phone. I want to be your friend. We may not ever meet. There's a lot of agents that I've worked with over the years that I've never even met, and I've done many of their transactions. I've been the loan officer of many of their transactions. But to me, it's not necessarily important to meet you. What the important thing is that you're a good realtor and I'm a good loan officer, and we make the home buyer happy. So basically, I do want to be your friend, even if it's a phone or email friendship. So I'm here for you if you ever want to call me or email me. But so definitely take down my information and bookmark my website. That way, when you do get your next client that does need financing, you're going to just be able to pop that open, hit the form, put your realtor contact information, the home buyer's contact information in, hit the send button. It's going to automatically go to me, and I'm going to go to work for you. So I really can't wait to go to work for you, and I really look forward to doing that. So thank you so much, and God bless.